Now, earnings drop in the next couple of hours, and before the earnings already there is a bombshell that the Nio CEO just dropped. As seen on the screen, notice that Nio announced that they are going to be entering 7 European markets this year and next year. And these markets include, or these countries include Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Hungary, Luxembourg, Poland, and Romania. They said that they will be working with local distributors partners to make this growth possible. At the same time, they will be introducing a multi-brand offering with both Nio, Firefly to reach even more users. Now, ladies and gents, this is good news that we just got, or that Nio just dropped before the earnings. And like I said, the earnings are coming in the next couple of hours, and so many of the investors are really patiently waiting, including myself, to see how Nio will perform. And before those earnings, what better way to start what better way to go into the earnings by dropping this kind of good news? Because we know that one thing that Nio has been doing in the European countries was to penetrate those countries without partnerships. They've been building their Nio showrooms, their Nio houses there, and this has led into Nio losing a lot of money because they are not selling that much, or they are not selling that well. This new strategy of Nio partnering with other local dealerships to sell their cars, it's something that I suppose it's very, very good, because number one, it saves them costs. Yes, the margins might also be compromised a bit because they need to share their profit with those partners, but it saves them costs. And the more they sell their brands, and the more their brands are well known out there, this will then create or make Nio to then start considering going to build more showrooms for themselves. But for now, before they get to that level, I think this option of partnering with local partners, it makes sense. You will know that Nio is present in Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. These 5 countries, Nio is already present, and sales wise it has not been looking good for Nio, because the total sales that are being generated by these countries outside of China are not even 2%, or contributing that much onto Nio's overall monthly sales, which obviously means that if Nio continues, or if Nio was to continue maybe exploring, deploying more Nio houses, more of their showrooms in Europe, they were going to lose more money. So to test the market in these new 7 countries, I think this is a very good opportunity that will help them not to spend a lot of money or lose a lot of money, because whatever they sell, their cars, or whatever the cars they sell with these partners, they just have to agree on the options of sharing profits or whatsoever, which is, I think, like I said, a good approach. So this is a very good thing. You will know that the Nio president, I think sometime earlier this year, they said that they still intend on entering or penetrating so many European or so many countries this year. And just knowing that these 7 are also part of the list, or they are on the list of Nio to getting to expand their presence into the international market, it's something that is just so great, right? I mean, Nio, it is a company that is owned by retail investors all over the world, or investors all over the world, and it's now it's a good time for Nio to obviously start also looking at expanding their sales, expanding their footprint to other countries outside of China, because for growth to come, for growth to take place, Nio needs to sell their cars also outside of China. It is a very important thing for Nio. If they want to survive, they can't just survive by Chinese sales. For now, it can do well, but in the future, they will need to have a footprint also outside of China, where they are selling their cars, which will increase, or which will make them be able to generate more revenues, which of course will make profitable to remain for the longest period. So I am happy, I am excited to get this news. And when I saw, or when I read this, first thing that I thought was to come and give you this, of course, good news that we just read from coming from Nio themselves, penetrating 7 countries: Belgium, Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary, Luxembourg, Poland, and Romania. these are the countries that Nio will be penetrating from this year going to next year, and hopefully this time around this strategy works for them and they are able to generate some good sales. You will notice there that they did not mention Onvo. It looks like they are going with Nio and Firefly. I'm not so sure about Onvo because the statement they released talks about Nio and Firefly. You will know that Firefly, what Nio also said about the international market when they first launched this. They say that in China, Firefly will have one model, but they did not confirm if it will be so outside the Chinese boundaries, right? Even in China right now, I think we might see more models come, depending on how people are liking this car or this sub brand. Outside, I think we are quite certain that we are going to see even more models Nio launching there, because this is their cheapest EV brand, right? And it would make sense, or it is the one that has the potential to even do way more in terms of sales, because it will be afforded by quite a number of people. One of the things that is making Nio main brand models to not do that well in Europe or outside of China is because of their price, right? Their prices are too high. You can imagine, you already know that not so many people can afford these cars or these Nio cars in China, and therefore in Europe, when you factor in the shipping cost, when you factor in the tariffs which are there, you and me can agree that it becomes so expensive for people to afford Nio. Nio cars, people love them all over the world, but the problem is the price, right? The price is too high. These cars are too expensive. But let's wait, let's see. Maybe with the partnerships also the price will be adjusted. Let's just wait and hope for the best. Let's just wait. Maybe in the near future, Nio will also build a factory in Europe, where they are just building those cars there, and then at least it will save them a lot of cost. They will be able to sell them at a cheaper price, which will maybe then make it possible or easier for the European Nio potential customers to go and buy Nio. But as it stands, Firefly, it is our key to Europe. Firefly remains to be the key for Europe, and it's just that Firefly cannot go alone, but Firefly, people in Europe still needs to know that Firefly is part of Nio, and therefore going with Nio, penetrating these countries with Nio, it's a good strategy to make sure that people are familiar or do know that, look, Firefly is part of Nio, and wherever you see Nio, you will also see Firefly, which is something that is just so great. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds, the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. We are waiting, the clock is ticking, we are waiting for the Q1 earnings, and boy, I must say, yeah, let's just wait, let's see what transpires. I'll give you all those news as they come, but for now, I want to leave it here. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. It takes me some time to make these videos, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you on the next one, which is going to be the video where we're talking about the earnings. That's all from me, and God bless you all.